Oya. Rudi nyuma kiasi. Punda amechoka. Wewe ni mtu wa muongo huyo. Punda amechoka.
Marara Ruto bwana.
From Kakamega, I have an added responsibility to say the following. Kwamba maneno ya kodi lazima mjue, mtu mwenye anakuambia kodi imeongezwa, he's telling you his own imagination. Budget bill itasomwa next month. That is a fact. That is a fact. Number two, sikia vizuri. The senior-most leader in Kakamega, mpaka niambie watu wetu ukweli, ndio watu wetu wajue inji inaenda wapi. Rana leo, mambo ya gharama ya maisha. I agree na Mheshimiwa Jako Mboka. I agree na Mheshimiwa Osotsi, with all of them, kwamba gharama ya maisha iko juu. I agree because I live with you. What we need to be talking as leaders ni vipi tutatoa Wakenya wetu kwa hiyo shimo, hiyo janga ya gharama ya maisha. Governments all over the world, na hii wasomi mko hapa, governments over the world, pesa yenye wanatumia kupunguza gharama ya maisha huwa inapatikana kwa njia mbili peke yake. Njia ya kwanza,
pull back, listen to Kenyans, withdraw the finance bill 2023 and postpone the implementation of the housing levy. Those are not just my words, but the words of the general himself, the man with one name twice, Dr. Miguna, to President William Samoei Ruto. And it is beyond reasonable doubt that Dr. Miguna is Kenya's most truthful man that this country has ever had. And his message to the president comes at a time when the UDA allied MPs are pushing and willing to pass the Finance Bill 2023, of which many do believe that it is going to be a burden to the common mwananchi. The way the president is currently pushing the finance bill reminds me of 3 years ago when the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga were equally pushing for the implementation of the BBI. Guess what? It was a mission dead on arrival. So President Ruto should be very keen on how he is going to play his cards simply because many people have begun seeing forward.
Todo nie gitoka gekwa kia mbere ni nyue. Todo nyo murathurire. Na nie ndirenda kuigua mawoni ma Wanjiku uri urathuranire. Na mutikanjire mawoni nigetha mungenie. Nĩ nginya hau. Todo aria mekuigua ruo tiga thoni ni inyue. Wona wale kwa igoti nie onokona ni no kurengwo ri we ni ukurengwo makiria tondu we ni wotari na kanyamu reke twarie ma ndiroria atiriri ni turathie wega ka tutirathie wega murakarete ni igoti na mutu maisha ni maisha
na kuna turania bitia gutie mundu ngegura skaria
ure na muzara na orio gathoni wanyu tondu ni nyumura muthurire ri na ni wa UTA ri na ni wa thirikari ya Ruto ri na Ruto no murehi proposal no ya igoti na nyumba ici arenda tia kwori gathoni agaikia kura ya yes kana ya no
rega horo ucio na tukavutwo niwe ona waikio mu uhoto ri ugakona kihoto ati gathoni wa mucoba ni atwaririirie no akiho.
And if he continues with this hulabaloo, I kid you not, it is going to end up being messy and Kitakuramba.
We take the position that the budget proposals offer completely no support for working people and upcoming businesses. For the taxes being levied, people are getting nothing in return. We oppose the burden being imposed on working people through reckless measures like house levy, income tax, and taxes on per diem. We oppose increased taxes on startups and small businesses. We oppose increased taxes on fuel, which will raise the cost of the product by at least Kenya shillings 10 per liter. Azimio is of the view that this finance bill takes us back to the 1980s. It takes us back to the era of cost sharing in public institutions. It takes us back to the era of structural adjustment programs. It takes us back to the 1980s because the people who were in charge back then are in charge today. It is our position that in the long history of budget making in this country, never has a regime tasked our people to sacrifice so much by way of taxes for so little by way of gains. We have refused to sit back and watch as Kenyans are being harassed to fix cash crunch caused by economic mismanagement, wasteful spending, corruption, and skewed and incompetent hiring into critical public positions. We reject this backward march. We reject the finance bill in total. We reject excess taxation to finance wasteful expenditure.
And instead of the president being pragmatic enough to understand why is it that majority of the Kenyans are against the finance bill 2023, he doesn't want to smell the coffee. Instead, he chose to listen to his allied MPs to whom think that passing the bill is the only way to go.
Sisi tutapitisha finance bill kwa sababu Rais William Ruto anahitaji hiyo kodi ndio kuendesha budget ya hii Kenya. Na Kenya hatujafanya vizuri. Tax ya Kenya tukisanya sawa sawa tutasanya mpaka 2.8 trillion ikiwa kila mtu atalipa kodi Kenya hii. Wale wanafanya maandamano ikiongozwa na Uhuru na Raila hawataki kulipa kodi. Hii si vita ya watu maskini.
Bado tunaenda bunge wiki inayokuja na tutajadiliana. Tumeita our stakeholders wote from the North and Kuppet and the rest of us across the country. We will support what the president wants to do. It will not be easy. We came from the worst place. We want to make it better as we go forward.
It has given Kenyans the power to determine their future, their programs, their development, their budgets. This is the first time. housing needs to be taken seriously as a social.
Having a look at the other side of the coin, I do believe leadership is not for the wimp. And from the words of Lee Kuan Yew, he once said, whoever governs Singapore, then he must have that iron in him, or give it up. This is not a game of cards. It is your life and mine. I've spent a whole life building this, and as long as I'm in charge, then no one will knock it down. And from the words of Lee Kuan Yew, President Ruto may have chosen the hard way is the only way, just for the sake of a better tomorrow. Despite all this criticism from various leaders, if President Ruto dares to withdraw the Finance Bill 2023, I kid you not, it shall spell a doom for him. And guess what? I do believe that he is going to do absolutely nothing in his first 5-year term, because all these critics could be testing how far he can push his agendas being the man in charge. And if I'm just to overthink, one may think that Dr. Miguna supported President William Samoei Ruto just for the sake of punishing the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. But guess what? We all know Miguna to be a very straightforward man to whom he's never acted like a sycophant. And so from his tweet, I do believe that is the bitter reality coming deep down from the buttocks of his heart. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Sudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up if matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concern. Kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect on your notification panel. And by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Thank you, and may God bless you.